Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 4. We're playing as Germany. Right now we are intervening in the Spanish Civil War, so let's continue with this. Guess we're gonna have to clean this up for Spain. We're in the hills, I think, or the mountains. That's helping them some. Tanks don't do well in the mountains. Sort of like historically, so yeah. Guess I could have sent mountain troops. And, that would have been good. It often starts before I have mountain troops ready, so I'm used to doing that. That would be a good option to think about. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we will start researching the BF-110. I want some long-range fighters. Okay. There we go, hopefully that'll be better. We have the motorized infantry as well. Let's fight. Okay, rocketry. Werner von Braun's research project. German rocketry was handled by the Army, not the Air Force, in Germany. We're going to next go to the extra slot. Now, what I think we're getting not terribly low, but a little low on manpower. So we're going to go to extensive conscription. Basically, we're going from sort of 2.5% of the populace to 5%, but just because that will be fewer volunteers, less physically fit, so it takes a little longer to train them up. So we'll do that. And Japan declared, we had the Marco Polo incident last episode. Japan declared war on Shaanxi. Pretty soon it'll be the regular China, but yes, all of China as well. We were talking about the radio, I should say. Some of the air models of bombers were officially being done as, covertly, as mail planes. Well, one of the experiments, and they did actually try to do this, maintenance companies keep particularly motorized troops in better condition. Is rocket delivered mail? Okay, great. We're taking them out. Now, we're going to come over here now. Let's see. And to quickly send mail from one town to the next town, they were experimenting with rockets. Don't really know how serious the government thought rocket delivered mail would be. I don't know that I'd want to be in the landing zone. Your, your letter has arrived. That being a rocket landing on your head. They thought they could get it precise from one town to the next town very rapidly. But I think it was mostly just a cover for military development as well. Okay. Military police, that's another one we really want. You'll need that as an aggressive power to help occupy various territories. Actually, I'm going to send you. As you can see, the AI is starting to get a little more sophisticated in some of its planning operations. Not that it's perfect or it's something that's going to just go out and defeat all of the human players, but it's definitely going to be something a bit more. Let's see if we can support the attack on Madrid. Republican capital. Are you attacking? Yes. We want to relieve this pocket here if we can. There we go. Now I've thought, don't know, and I'd like to hear viewers' response to it. Once the big war starts, you know, battle with France, battle with Russia, I thought about breaking the series into two versions. One version I would use the battle plan system. The other version I would micro it. Oh, we won. Okay. Now they will start sending back. End of the Spanish Civil War. With the surrender of the last Republican stronghold, the Spanish Civil War has come to an end. Okay, so we've earned a lot of army experience doing that, plus made a friend in Spain. And so one micro and one using the battle plan system. Even with the battle plan, sort of kind of need to help things along a little bit once in a while. Now I want to do some of our convoy operations as well. Get that going. This is up here showing that the volunteers are heading home. So what do you think about that? I don't, you know, see how the war goes differently between trying to use the battle planner with just okay, they're back. 3 divisions. It really wasn't worth trying to draw up battle plans, in my opinion. So you can see these guys here, they're now veterans. These are still regular and regular, but the armor or the motorized, I think, well, they were, yeah, I think they went up a level. They're already elite. Okay, modify the government. Now, we're no longer in combat, so rushing some of these doesn't matter as much, so we're going to go back to material designer. Don't know. And of course you can, if you had the political power, switch back and forth all the time between researching artillery, which we have quite a few there, or various infantry support weapons coming up, 38, 39. You're going to be in 39. These are in 38 with the Paris, so I think we're going to do that next first. So let's do Mauser. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on if you'd like to see. Okay, now two things happened here. Extra research slot, great. And German military mission to China. Germany has, we should be getting bonuses, but we're not. Good relations with China since the end of the previous Weltkrieg. Excuse me. Despite the losses of our Chinese possessions, Germany did have some Chinese possessions of it. German military mission has been present in China for a number of years. Alexander von Falkenhausen was or has made great progress in reforming parts of the Kuomintang army. This is naturally of some concern to the Japanese. Given our present war against China, there are they are demanding not reading this well, am I? Immediate withdrawal of all German support units or support to the Chinese. Okay, we can recall him, bring back the military mission, which will remove German military advisor effects on China, or we can refuse, which harms our relations with Japan. Now, I am a little torn, and you can see the AI has done a very good job here in doing naval invasion there, and they are doing various attacks up here at the start of their war. I think there's a strong possibility that Japan could get into the war with Europe earlier, and then historical, in which will change things. I've seen that before, though I don't know if it would help us to not have them in our faction. I don't think China will join the Axis anytime soon, and even if they did, I think they would mostly just be continuing to defend against Japan, so as to not help us. So I don't think it's going to help us, and it's more historical. So we're going to recall Falkenhausen. I don't think that was a picture of Falkenhausen. Let's stop that. And extra research slot. We're at December. I'm going to wait for the first of the year, I think. A lot of stuff to research, so we're going to go back and research. Increase and rail speed, another natural focus up there. Now, we built up a big enough army. You need to have 550,000 troops. If this we didn't know how many you had and it wasn't quite met, we can click up here and click here, and this will give you the total of the army, artillery, some equipment, but number of men total in the force. So you know if you need to look up that, but and this isn't a review segment, but I am covering things. This national focus is particularly for the AI, because they have a sort of a, go here, go through, and I went through one playthrough, and they the only thing that really happens real early is the west wall. Everything else happens very close to for Germany, to the historic dates. So that's good for the AI. It also helps the player if they want to navigate down a historical path, or you can befriend Czechoslovakia, or is there befriend Poland here? Oh yeah, befriend Poland. So you can go down Danzig or Slovakia and get your country united physically, but then get something to Poland, so you can go down that path if you want to go down a non-historical path. what I don't like about this is it's sort of push-button nature. You want Anschluss? Oh, sure, you can have Anschluss. It takes 70 days. You'll get it. That's, to me, sort of a little unsatisfying. I plan on doing things a little more, well, just go ahead. Do support weapons, too. A little too push-buttony. I'm going to correct some of that with Third Reich events, where you'll still have the national focus. One, just pause it for a second here, would be, that I'm working on, would be that you would do the West Wall. I think I would make it, and you can make it happen quicker instead of the 70 days. You can also make it happen longer too. But have that fire off, and then do fire an event that would set a series of events over the years to first build a, because it didn't happen, it was more like 38 when it was started to happen, have various stages that it gets built in, its expansion up along the Belgian-Luxembourg border, and other elements like that, so that and you would still have some choices to be made. Do you want to continue it? It would have some more costs instead of just, oh, spent 70 days your national focus time and you get auto forts with no production costs. So I'm planning more immersive type elements like that. Okay, well, now we're going to it's 37 December, almost 38, so we're going to start building some armaments factories, because we need to expand the army. Just like this. It's pretty easy. Doesn't mean we're going to stop building civilians, but we're just going to start expanding our arms production. So, you know, national focuses I think are fine, but they're not perfect. There is no mini-map currently. They may bring it back. Okay. Now, just checking out what's happening here. Something sort of to happen. Okay, so we've... so there's absolutely no reason not to have your military factories operating. It does cost you resources, but none of these resources are stored up. So you always keep them going. Now, that being said, is if you're negative something, say like fuel, maybe you want all the fuel for planes, you then move things that are of less importance, like your ships for Germany, at least at this moment to me is of less importance, down here. I think we're going to build some, so we're building some convoys. That's good. Different ship types. I think we'll build some destroyers. Down here, so that if you have unfulfilled needs like oil, it's being not fulfilled for units that are not as important. Okay. We want to build anti-tank now. Get that line production line started. Now, got almost all of our design elements except for ships. Germany has two choices. One, if you want to do carriers and capital ships, sort of focus there. The other, if you want a bit more broad stroke, better, I would go, because we're going to be doing submarines primarily. So we're going to do Blumenvoss. You can see here our production. We haven't yet caught up to trucks or tanks. Okay, see again, this is sort of my opinion. Repeated uprising in Austria clearly show that the people there long have longed to be united with our Reich. It is now time to take action and allow the will of the people to be made manifest. Okay, so again, this is historical. This is what happened. But it's not as immersive as I would like. So, but yeah, we won Austria. Several coup attempts. Local Nazi party in Vienna. There's a lot of back and forth. There was a fascist party that was an Austrian ultranationalist party that was sort of the main opposition to the Nazis. So it wasn't something awfully democratic versus the Nazis. It was fascists versus Nazis. So the Nazis eventually won. Okay, we have it. Completed that. That increases world tension. But we want it. It gives us the free dockyards because you can just build a certain number, including just one, but sort of standard with most of these ships. We do it, really just going to start doing it as infinity, so until you tell it to stop. So we're going to do that, and we're going to move these guys down to the bottom, just to make sure that submarines are built the most efficient. And right now we're just going to and we can build civil factories as we continue to expand our military production as well. Since we have that national focus. There's a bunch of choices, but probably the next best one is start demanding the Sudetenland. You can, of course, do anti-Comintern Pact, air innovations, army. Another really good one that I'm very tempted to do now. Yeah, I want to get more shipyards, so we're going to delay the Sudetenland by 70 days. Increase our shipyard capabilities. I'd like to hear your thoughts, what you like about Hearts of Iron 4. What you don't like about it. I am going to, in one way or another, work with other modders, whether directly or indirectly, so getting feedback. I'm a big fan of Hearts of Iron 3, though the supply situation, I like supply, I want supply, both fuel and supply in the game, but I thought the old system was broken badly. Maybe it was better than no supply, I think, but we want to increase the computing machines, so we'll do that. I'm not saying I want the supply system of Hearts of Iron 3 back, but I want supply production and fuel production at a minimum back. Some other things that I like, like Divisional Generals. What's the difference between these two divisions? And if they go to war in Poland and then in France and then wherever else together, what's the difference between them? If they all go see the same amount of combat, all go through everything the same, all have the same priorities of equipment and everything, there's no difference. In real life, the big difference is leadership. One divisional general will be better than the other. Maybe just a teeny bit, maybe not enough to really show up here, but it could be considerable. So I'd like divisional generals back, and then I'm probably going to hear a bunch of you guys going, oh God, no. Well, I understand that for a lot of people, divisional generals in Hearts of Iron 3 was a pain in the ass to manage. I'm not suggesting you need to go back and manage it. I worked out on paper, use a combination of flags that take priorities of different unit types, so that if a division has, mountain troops, it pairs it up with, tags or flags to generals that have mountain division skills or whatever, so that if you don't want to pay attention to it, you put it on auto assigned, and 99% of the time or 95% of the time you don't have to worry about it. It just auto assigns them, and so some divisions will have better generals than others, and the AI can use it for you and the AI can use it for itself, and it's just really easy to do. So some of those things I would really like to see back. And if you don't want to pay attention to, have to, oh God, you got a new division, let's see what the general we're going to pick out of the list. You don't like to do that, I totally get that. So that's why some of the stuff that I would like to see in the game, and I like to fiddle with just as a way I like to play, can easily be automated. So the mere fact that it was broken in 3, meaning it was a good idea and it sort of kind of worked but was a pain in the ass, doesn't mean that you need to do that same pain in the ass in 4. So that's some of the things I would like to see back in 4. And if you want to disagree with me, I'd love to hear why and how. Because if I'm going to mod it, or if I'm going to poke the developers for features, if I could say, well, they're okay with it if, or I want it but some people don't. I mean, it helps me understand what you want, because when I'm building stuff, I build it for the way I want it, but there's also, why build it if I'm building it in such a way no one else wants to play it. So I want to take in other people's viewpoints as well. Okay, now just noticing something here. We have air experience now because of, I believe, some of the national focuses up 50%. So what I want to do here is, sorry if I got on a bit too much of a rant. We're going here to create a variant. I want to improve the engines. That is 25. Now if we go in armor, it bumps it up over, or weapons or whatever, 55. We only have 50. So this will give us improved engine, improved speed, and improved agility. So that will mean our BF-109 now A's will be better fighters. So we want to do that. We're going to save that. We're doing that sort of early, so that I can come over here, and you can see we're at 36% efficiency. We could be up to 65. We're going to switch over to A's, and we'll go down to 32.4% efficiency. Might as well do that now and get it over with, so that I can start building up efficiency. Now notice there's a black factory there. What that does, and I could max out the whole thing, but what that does is, as some more of these come online, I don't have to go and add it to it. But I'm sort of a micromanager, so I don't want to totally just forget about it and fill it all up, but make it go a little bit faster. Okay. Military High Command. We're going to Schroner. Schroner was a Gebirgsjäger, a mountain general, who was a real hard ass. He rather hard on his troops, but rather good general, actually. Sort of one of those guys, sort of like Patton, in that he cared, but he didn't. I don't know about Schroner, but Patton cared, but he was very much a hard ass, knowing that if he aggressively attacks the enemy, ultimately he'll have fewer casualties. And if you look at Patton's overall campaign for since D-Day and he got in charge, he had the fewest of the American generals, and I think including the English Montgomery, for the size of the army. Old blood and guts. They said our blood and his guts kind of thing. Well, his command had percentage-wise fewer casualties than any of the other ones, because he knew 10 people killed today instead of 5 means fewer killed days after it. So ultimately you have fewer killed on your side. So Schoner was another one that was sort of a hard ass, but he won a lot of battles, and I think partly because I don't know whether he cared more or less, but that was sort of his reputation. So the reason I'm picking him is infantry divisions, and we will have a lot of infantry divisions. Increase 10% in attack and 15% in defense. So we have here with our armor spearhead, we're building up our armor forces, and we have our improvement for our infantry. And now we have another factory available. And we don't have any. Sort of why I keep this open. We will expand that to another one there. Now we're at negative 10 and 9. So we've got some 110s in operation. So let's see what we can do here. There's a lot free. Let's just go with 4. 8. And the Netherlands will increase it just 16. There we go. So we've a few more over to. That's why one of the reasons we're continuing as we go along to continue to expand our civilian factories, is so that as we expand our armaments production line, we can continue to trade for the needed raw materials for the various types. Okay. Now, we just got our first synthetic fuel plant, another one research there. So we will do this, which again, those will help the units, not the equipment. But that's useful very much and needed to move along the steps. Do you like the sort of progressive steps like this better, or do you like I'd like to hear the sort of Hearts of Iron 3, more things to research, a little less guided, a little less forced style. Okay, now this has come up. We have more planes that we can put up there, but we're not going to war at the moment, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, I like to come over here, make sure my infrastructure is developing well and everything there. We do need to. Now, if you wanted to, I think you can, or maybe you have to back out of it. I don't know exactly how to switch over to one of these other trees, but you have to follow one of the trees. Now, sometimes you'll have an either or, like here, or here you can research all 3 of those, but we're going to do dive bombing, move down it. And part of the thing, because like I say, this is a bit railroaded, because you got to go through dive bombing and then direct ground support. Then you have a chance for formation fighting or fighter ace initiative. So these techs improve air-to-air combat type abilities. So why do you need to improve ground attack if you're, say, going to be Britain? Now, of course, there's different paths to take, which have different choices. I'm not against the idea of the choices per se, but just a little more force than I like. But I'd like to hear what you think. Okay, we've got all of our basically we're doing that. So let's come back over here now. We can do mobile infantry or we can do blitzkrieg. Well, we're Germany, so we're going to do blitzkrieg, of course. But it does help our armored thrust. Oh no, what are we? Am I on the wrong? There we go. I was probably clicking in the wrong place here. There we go. Okay, Manchukuo, Japan's Mongolian ally, now has capitulated. Manchuria, of course, was a puppet state of China. I think a very much of a puppet state, though I know some people's opinion that it was a bit more independent. The reason it's not in the standard game is basically AI reasons for supply and setup, that to get Japan to effectively fight here, it needed to be removed. I would like to see it added back in, particularly for a human player, and have severe revolt risk. If you want to annex, give the a human player the option to annex it, but then have it as revolt risks. Then you got to occupy it, because the human player can figure out things that the AI can't. So that's what I would do. And so they've basically surrendered. Okay, we got naval rearmament. And then I would have it also pop up once you've occupied enough of this part of China that it no longer matters, just so that you set that up and Japan can ignore defending it and just have light defenses of Manchukuo up there. Okay, so now we've done naval focus. I'm going to increase our shipyards there, and then come over and go demand the Sudetenland. We'll cover the national focus there. Okay, well, I think we're going to end the episode there. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Please like the videos. That helps as well. And like I've been prompting you guys, please post comments, questions, observations, whatever you think, as well as corrections, whether it's about the game, if I've misspoken about something, or history. I don't mind corrections. Just be civil. I'm happy to have those, because I'm doing this without a script. And also, of course, if you're new here, remember to subscribe to the channel. We're going to be continuing to do more Hearts of Iron videos, so I hope you all want to subscribe, whether you watch every episode fully or not, or just come in and check out what's going on and sort of check out, see how things are happening. Either way, would like to have you around here. See you next time.